aRENYE, hi, welcome to the East Coast Music Hour.
Thank you very much. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Great to have you here in studio, too. Nice. We haven't had people in studio for so long because of the pandemic. It's wonderful to sit across the table from you. Our word was emerging. When you got that word, what did that word emerging mean to you?
It was so apt because at that point in my life, that's how I felt. I felt like I was emerging. I felt like I was starting music all over again because I just turned 25 last year. Mm-hmm. And I was like, from 25, I want to take this so seriously. So it was like, that was the beginning of my career once over again. And when Aaron just gave me that word, it was like, man, this is what I'm already living. So it was like just another diary. It was like a journal of another day in my life. So it was just, I'm trying not to use the word full circle, but it was full circle.
It works. It works. And the Aaron that you mentioned is our producer, Aaron Costello, here at the East Coast Music Hour. That was an interesting sentence. You were restarting your music career at the grand old age of 25.
25.
What did it look like before you were 25? When did you start?
It's been a journey because I started in a church, back when I was 10. And in school, most more in school. And then, I came back to Canada when I was 17, I think. And then I did music when I released my record, Africa. That was my first song. And that was, accepted in the industry. And I kind of had some buzz when I was in uni. And then I came out of uni and, I did some other jobs, did all stuff. And then at 25, I was like, all right, this is, me and my partner, Stack, we got really serious in what we wanted to do, what our purpose was, and what we wanted to achieve with music. And that's what I meant. Like we were like, this is the walk we wanted to take, and it was just so clear how we wanted to take it as well too.
Take me back to the 10-year-old aRENYE.
Yeah.
Singing in church, singing in school. You didn't go to school here in Canada?
No. I grew up in Nigeria till I was like 16.
Yeah. What were you singing?
Man, I was singing not church songs.
No?
No, like, so when I say I started in church, I started playing drums in church.
Oh.
Yeah, because my dad he's a pastor. And I'll go to church, midweek service, on Thursday, Wednesday, and I'll play drums, for like the 5 people who are there. And then sometimes on Sunday with the big crowd, I'll like do 1 or 2 things, you know what I'm saying? So like, and then in my house, I'll use like my mom's cutlery.
Yeah, the pots and pans.
Usually I have my concert at home as well too, right? So that was where it started. And then when I went to school, everyone was either rapping Lil Wayne or, some record, like you had to rap to be cool. Right. So I just, I had to rap, but then I figured, I can do this better than these people, you know what I'm saying? So like, and then it was like every time everyone would rap, I was always the guy giving the hook of all the songs. Oh. So I was like, man, I think this is more than just me being cool. I think there's something here I have to check, what's in here.
Do you remember the first full song you wrote?
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was 10.
10 years old. What was it called?
You don't want to know.
No, I do want to know. I wouldn't have asked.
It's called In Terror Zone with the motherfucking players.
You were 10 years old?
Well, I was listening to Lil Wayne.
I'm pretty sure your lyrics just got bleeped on the CDC. I'd like to point that out. You were 10 years old.
Yeah.
I was expecting like songs about teapots or something.
No. So actually, do you know what? That was the one I first wrote.
Okay.
But the one I first produced, which is like we had a drum.
Okay.
And I was beating the table. That was Bitter Lemon.
Bitter Lemon.
Yeah, that was with me and my guy Aziz Otolorin.
That was one of your own.
Yeah, but I didn't sing the lyrics. I just did the drums on the table, like.
And how old were you then?
I was 9. So that was like I was in grade 5, and then when I went to we call it high school from grade 7, but
right.
Y'all call it high school from grade 10.
10 around here, yeah.
Yeah, but we call it high school or secondary school, right? So when I went to grade 7, because you kind of like I skipped grade 6. Don't worry. It's some things. But yeah, when I went to grade 7, that's when I met all these rap guys and stuff. So I was like, okay, I have to sing like Lil Wayne. I have to say these words to look cool. You know what I'm saying? Sag my pants and you know.
Amazing. Yeah. Oh, so here we are in 2023.
Yeah.
Your song is called Sun in the Winter.
Yes.
Emerging was the theme word. Tell me about putting this song together. Were there the tabletop drums on this one as well?
No. There are real keyboards. And a real producer. a queen, you know.
Yeah, you worked with Zamani,
Zamani, yeah.
an alumni of the story and the song.
Yes, yes, and she was so friendly, man. I remember her mom. Oh my God! So just check it. So I walk. It was a cold night. You know, it was a cold night.
Yep.
I'm walking up. It was a hill. You know, you walk down the hill, you turn, then you come to this house. There's like a car, and like, there's like a door. It looks like, you know, those movies when you like walk up to the street and you're gonna like knock, boom, 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 and then there's a bell, and you and so the mom comes out. You know, when the mom comes out, I was like,
Delvina.
yeah, exactly. Oh man,
Yeah.
sweetest, sweetest lady ever. You know, she had the warmest smile, warmest hug. You know, I felt welcome, and then we go down to the basement. Dun 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 in the basement. You know what happened in the basement? When we got to the basement, you know, Zamani, she had the keyboard there. The studio is like brown, you know, it's very, very nice. It's like there's like a glass there. The recording booth is on the other end.
Wow.
And then, you know, we're all in the studio, and then Zamani starts playing keys. You know, she's playing keys. I'm just spinning some melodies around, and then we get to one part, you know, where I'm like, I think we got to stay there. And then so literally, there's a window up in the left corner of the room.
In the studio.
Yeah. And then if you listen to the record, I say looking out the window, looking at the world from the window of opportunity, and literally that's where I get that reference. You know what I'm saying? So it was. I just felt like home, and you know, I just felt in my thoughts. And like I told you, emerging was a word that I was already leaving. So it was just like, I was just drowning in my life at that time, and yeah, and Zamani was just providing the sounds that, you know, just shaped the record into what it is today.
Now, my research is only about songs that you wrote when you were 9 and 10 years old, but it sounds like you were a person that wrote a song front to back. But when you got into Zamani's studio basement, you were writing it as you went. That's a bit different.
So the way I write music, it honestly varies, man. I feel the only thing that's consistent is my feelings and my emotions. So literally, I could write it front back. I could write it how I feel. I could just freestyle. I could, you know, take some time back. You know what I'm saying? But like with this record, what was happening? We're going bar by bar. So it's like I get 4 bars. We talk about the 4 bars, me and her. And we're like, oh, does this make sense? Does this not make sense? And we're like, it was like a conversation, you know. And if you listen to the record, it's almost like I'm talking, because I really was talking to Zamani. She's talking back to me, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, that was just how this record was done. And it was an amazing experience, man. Like I'm really excited, and I can't just wait for the world to get connected with it as well too.
She produced it, and she gets a shout out.
She gets a shout out. She gets more than a shout out. She gets her flowers. She gets a garden. She gets everything.
Why was it important? You put 2 names in there. Zamani's in there and Aquaculture.
Yes.
Why was it important to get those guys in there?
Because they're just an epitome of when I talk about how talented this city is. You know, you listen to their music, you listen to how they perform, you know, you get that feeling of what Halifax is and how talented this city is, you know. So I mean, and the other side to it just flowed, you know, like it really just flowed. And to be fair, I remember when I was going to Cape Breton, I was having a trip with another musician in the city. His name is Patrick Murphy. I don't know if you know him. He's a drummer. Yeah. And he was playing Aquaculture's album. And I was like, man, this is amazing. And it was like, that was the first time I was thinking, you know, that word international, local, you know, like local music that really feels like global music, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, Aquaculture is someone that I know, but this music feels like, you know, this is global. So I think that those were the reasons, and you know, how to put that in as well. So, yeah.
It's serendipity because Zamani produced your track, but Aquaculture actually produced one of the tracks we're going to hear next weekend on the story and the song with Hatfield. Yeah. So it almost felt like we asked you to do that, but we didn't.
No. But no, I'm going to come to your accountant to get my cash.
Sun in the Winter. We're about to hear it. You've got 30 seconds. What's the last thing that people should know before we press play?
About the record?
About Sun in the Winter. The song you've written for us.
The bridge is gonna get you moving and grooving. Wait for the bridge.
Here's aRENYE on the story and the song here on the East Coast Music Hour.
And every day me I wake, I say a little prayer then I pick. Burn the candle till I get my record on vinyl, so divine. Yeah, no mistake. Everything was fitting in.